Hi all, I'm Jessica from the Hood School of Acting, and today's movie of the week is Ex Machina.
Movie of the week.
Ex Machina, directed by Alex Garland, starring Alicia Vikander, Oscar Isaac, and Donald Gleason. So after watching several YouTube videos on both the cast and the crew, I have some really cool facts that I want to share with you all. So Alicia had mentioned that this was probably one of the most challenging roles she has ever had to tackle. The reason is because she said, every time she books a role, she always tries to look within and find the emotions from herself, from different experiences that she's had. She said this one was a bit different because she's playing a robot. So it was really hard to kind of search within because she's not a robot. So she said she started off with finding the physicality. If you don't know, she was a professional ballerina, so she was able to kind of focus on the physicality and the control that she had and be able to use that with this character. So that was one thing she did. And then she said, she struggled a bit to try to figure out how do I connect with this robot? And the director took her aside and he said, keep in mind that your character doesn't want to be a robot. Your character really wants to be a human. So if you can have little human qualities, that would be helpful. So she said once she heard that, it kind of helped her sort of bring her character together. Her goal was to kind of mix a bit of both, the robot and the human. So she said as far as the robot went, she wanted to have some glitches. And if you watch the film, she definitely does have some glitches. But she also said that her own voice is kind of husky and dark, and she felt like because this robot is and very new to everything, she wanted to have a doe-like and a softer quality to her behavior and her voice. So she said she worked on her voice and she really tried to find something that was a bit lighter. And if you watch the film, you'll notice a big difference with her voice. So she brought all that together, the need to want to be human, but also having the understanding of she is still a robot, and the control she had from her dance classes, and she really created this beautiful, wonderful character. I would highly recommend watching, and also watching her in this film, but also watching YouTube videos with her. We talk about this all the time, but actors put a lot of work into their roles. And when they do that ahead of time, it looks flawless on screen, which is what it should look like, right? But there's a lot of work that they do ahead of time. And she is a great example of putting a lot of work into this beforehand, but when she's in the film, it's flawless. So let's move on to Oscar Isaac. He based his character off of two people that inspire him. So the first one was Bobby Fischer. He said in an interview that Bobby Fischer was extremely brilliant, but really only brilliant with one thing, right? Chess. And so his goal was to really kind of follow Bobby Fischer's life and to find that brilliance, but also he said he became very angry towards the end of his life, and he wanted to kind of add that to his character. The next person that he based his character off of is someone that he also is inspired by, Stanley Kubrick. So he said that Stanley Kubrick was a bit of the lighter side of the yin and the yang, but he said that he focused on the way that he talked, the way that he walked. He watched many interviews with him, and he also said that he based his look off of him, the glasses, the beard, the hair, all of that he based off of Stanley. So between the two of them, he really found in himself this character. And when you watch the film, oh my gosh, he does a phenomenal job of being someone that is in a way very unlikable, but he's actually very likable in it. Okay, let's talk about Donald. Now, Donald was really great to watch in these interviews. He didn't really talk a whole lot about his process as an actor, but something that he said that really stood out to me was he said that when he went into film, each day that he, had an idea of how he thought the scene was gonna go, and when he sat in front of Alicia, he said that all went out the door, or the window, the door, or whatever. He said at that point, he had to be so present with her because she was just so alive and present that he never knew what she was gonna do. And he said it was so awesome working with her because she would give him something fresh every time. And he said it was a joy to work with someone that was that present and was really listening to him. And this is what we talk about all the time. We always talk about, hey guys, do the homework ahead of time, right? Have an idea of who your character is, what's happening in the scene, all of that. But ultimately, when we're in the scene, be present and be open to whatever's happening in front of us. And that was the one thing that stood out to him, was he absolutely loved working on this set because everyone was just so open and present and listening. I hope you enjoyed listening to the movie of the week, Ex Machina. If you'd like to join a free class, click the link below. Thanks again.